right. So on to the beginning of our 10th session, our as yet unnamed E&D campaign, where we rejoin our party of adventurers as they exit the Oaken Wood, having fulfilled their obligation and slain the Tanaruk beast. Then shortly interrupted on their trek back by some undead that the demonic creature had left in its wake. But now you arrive back at Port Menace, overlooking the city from the hills to the south. And in the early twilight, it was the halfling and the gnome that noticed that something was missing on the west end of the city. A small military encampment that they expected to see there was gone.
Oh.
And upon
Sorry, Amy.
I believe it was Fenton who made the remark, which clued in Amy, who cast her gaze towards where her mortal enemy was left, and he has left.
Remember, my information did say that they come and go, but he'll be back as long as that ship isn't finished. And there's no way they finished that ship by the time we got back. Masters is gone. Fuck.
I don't know about you all, but I'm a bit shagged. Shall we go to the tavern?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Let's go.
Well, how you feeling there? Are you feeling alright?
Yeah, I don't think Amy's not saying anything. She's lost in thought.
Come on, Amy, let me buy you a beer.
She's not so much breathing, she's more seething.
He'll be back. And this way we don't have to sneak around quite as much and hide you or anyone else, and we're more free to.
Yeah, I'm not going to disguise myself at this point in time.
Yes, I was going to say, maybe you want your hat?
I mean, I'm not going to. I'm hoping somebody fucks with me.
Come
We
on,
might as
Amy,
well
bring back the lumberjack for old Dory.
I was thinking of putting this aside, but we might as well do it out here in the woods. Talk about this. We need to keep in mind that even though we want to keep an eye on this guy, we also can't be in the same place for too long, because we got somebody looking for the soulstone thing who's tracking us our every move. We're going to be a lot easier to find and waylay in the city. And we've pissed off the paws more than once. So we need to think about how long we're actually going to be here. If we're going to like wait around for the arch enemy here, we may need to like be really lay low, like somewhere nearby or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there's
What
no
about the tavern?
Yes, the tavern might be.
Yeah, let's go to the tavern.
It might be good for a second, I think.
Yeah, I have less interest in staying in this town now. But we should probably go and rest.
To the tavern.
Onward then.
All right. So you guys make your way to the tavern. And I do want to remind you that you have the reward for this mission to collect from the Ariston Guild House. It's getting late. You might want to wait until the morning to do that, but you have not gotten paid for the demon slaying that you have done. Just as a reminder.
I'm fine with waiting until tomorrow, if you guys are.
I think
It's not
so.
going anywhere. Unless it's like that.
We
cat
can
that
get up
just-
in the morning.
She's probably not expecting us back at all.
But by the time you make it through the town gates, it's now evening, and the lamplighters have pretty much finished lighting the sparse lamps on the 2 or 3 main roads of the town. And coming in through the north gate, you're actually very close to the seahorse shanty.
What do you think the
Whoop,
lamplighters
whoop.
think? Do you think, are we supposed to tip them? Okay, no one's up for conversation. Let's just go to the tavern.
Yeah, Amy's still not speaking. She's mad. She thought about taking her maul to some trees out in the woods, but she's working on self-control.
Did you learn that from some cleric's self-help book?
And she
Come
doesn't
on, I'll
say,
buy you a beer. It'll be fine. Let's go.
yeah, buy me something stronger than a beer.
Okay, I'm gonna buy something stronger than beer. What's on the menu? Bucky, what's on the menu? Give me something strong. Give me the barrel where you dump all the wasted beer. I'm kidding. Only the best for my good friend.
Yeah, what kind of booze do they have in this town? Something stronger than the mead.
They have a sort of distilled mead. That's, I don't know, what would that be? A form of whiskey or something maybe?
Yeah, that'd be something strange.
Honey booze.
Honey booze, yeah.
Moonshine.
Moonshine, yeah. I'll take it.
It's called Killer Bee. Give the man a pint glass of Killer Bee, please. I mean the woman. God, I'm so sorry.
My eyes turn black.
God, it's beautiful.
Trudging through the woods, mostly as a lumberjack, apparently. So,
Okay, so
yeah, you're screwing with Dory. He's having
I
trouble.
can't keep gender straight anyway. I'm fluid.
He's got a problem with straightness in general.
Interesting fact. If you get on Hero Forge and remove the pants, it gives you a butt, but it's just smooth in front. Like a cat.
Total Kendall. It's not cyberpunk, Wes. It's not cyberpunk.
You're right. But you never know when worlds cross, you know.
So
There could be a dimensional gate any day now.
Are you seriously asking for a pint glass of?
I'm asking for something strong, just a regular size, something strong, nothing crazy. I don't get Amy wasted, but it's up to her.
Well, they do usually serve the hard stuff in shots. So a shot of this would be a silver piece. If you want,
I'm buying first round. Who wants one?
me.
yeah, if you want a pint, that would be probably around $1.50.
I think. Shot.
Rip just wants like a cup of wine, I think,
I'll join you with the wine.
and some stew
Oh God, yes, stew.
or
All right.
something.
Since Dory's paying, we'll go ahead and say, Dory, you're spending like 5 silver on everyone's food and drink, just to simplify where the money is coming from and not We won't
Yep.
get into nickel and diming
Yeah.
each one of you individually.
That's fine.
But that gets a bowl of stew for everyone, something hard for Amy, and drinks, standard drinks for the rest of the crew.
Huzzah. Now I'd like to, I don't know if the tavern's busy at all, if it's a weeknight or whatever. Maybe I'd like to play a song to earn my silver back.
The bard who's normally performing is not here. There is this sort of raised podium that's maybe about 3 feet tall in the center. It's basically a table, but a table that has like a wooden skirting around it to stabilize it a little bit, so that you can't easily tip it over. So yeah, if you hop up there and start performing, you can see what happens.
You want me to? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Rip, could you tell me what your full name is?
Raponali Stone Driver.
Stone Driver?
Yeah, I don't know. That's all I could think of. I mean, I'm a rock gnome, so I thought maybe that would be something. I don't know.
Well, just to give you a concept, let's see, trying to think of some of the gnomish names that have happened in this game so far. One of them is Gillignip Halbalaner. So they don't usually, like Stone Driver is more of a dwarven name. Gnomish names tend to be interesting, gibberish, multi-syllable sort of things.
Well, I'll have to think about it.
Okay.
I'm not very creative.
But Raponali is great for a first name. Thumbs
Okay.
up. Though at the same time, you could be thinking that your last name is Stone Driver because you remember your life from a previous universe and not this one. It's up to you.
Yeah.
You could be thinking that your last name is Stone Driver.
Right.
Speaking of that, I guess when I'm up there trying to play a song, I'm gonna be playing songs from my universe, assuming everybody knows them. So they may not be well known. Don't know.
Well, as Dory gets up and starts playing a song, and Amy is slamming her moonshine and then angrily eating her stew, and Octavia is shaking the cold off and somewhat coming to life in the party once more. Rip, you hear a voice in your head come out of nowhere. And
Oh my.
It says, Raponali, I'm just checking in to see how you're doing. Wondering when you're going to be returning to Entelbin and your studies here at Motorbounds.
Oh, wow.
And the thing is, you recognize the voice as your mother's.
Mom?
Well,
Oh.
before you do anything, before you say anything, give me an Arcana check.
Okie dokie. Is that a 20? Yes. Okie dokie. Let's see here. So, I got a 15.
15? Okay. You recognize the voice in your head is the result of a sending spell. And you know that a sending spell is a 3rd level spell, and 25 words can be sent to you, and you can reply with up to 25 words as a response. The one thing that kind of catches you off guard from this is that means that your mother is at least a 7th level wizard. And I don't think you remember her that way. Or, well, at least a 5th level wizard. 3rd level spells are 5th level. So this is a little bit of your understanding or your remembering of your life that is kind of getting conflated here.
Okay.
She sounded a little bit more stern and direct than you remember her being, more, loving and warm and what have you. So there's I would say, you do know that you can respond with up to 25 words, but you do have this pause as you're sort of putting all this together in your head.
Yikes. Okay.
No pressure.
Yeah, right? I'm not good on the spot. Okay.
This is D&D.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to play?
No, I won't. It'll drop.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
I apologize for being late. Can I just ask where we are and if we have rested?
You are in the Seahorse Shanty, and no.
Okay, and it's what time of day?
It is getting into late evening. Not a lot has happened since.
Okay.
You
We
guys
just
walked to
kinda-
town, got some food and drink. That's it.
Okay.
And Dory's performing.
Okay. And I'm pretty I'm pretty hurt though. So, but I guess I'm cool to hang out in a non-dangerous situation. But if anything gets crazy, like I don't really have very many hit points left, so.
We're literally just like eating and drinking and then gonna get a room, I think. So.
Okay, cool. That was kind of what I was just making sure we're all gonna remain chill.
Kind of that after credits scene from the first Avengers movie where they're all just in the shawarma place quietly eating. Everyone's really tired.
Cool.
Amy's pissed though, so.
Yeah, she almost got into a fight with a tree. I'm trying to think of a good ballad for that.
Okay, I guess I'm ready to respond.
Okay.
Mom, you sound different. I am adventuring and earning my way. I am studying the school of life and death now.
Okay. I think you still have 7 more words if you want.
I guess I could say how How are you? How is the family?
Okay.
Yeah, that's
moments
I think
pass.
what I'm gonna say.
A few moments pass, and you hear in your head again, I sound exactly how I have always sounded. I don't know what you are alluding to. Your brother is still doing excellent in his studies and is a credit to the family. Your father is busying himself learning some new recipes. And there's a pregnant pause there, and then she says, and he sends his love. It almost sounds exasperated the way she says it. It's like,
that's different.
And he sends. But you recognize this is a second time that she sent the spell, so you can reply with 24 more words if you like. Though, like, if you ask her a question at the end of the spell, she has to cast another spell to continue talking to you.
Okay.
So. And you also know that people don't have infinite spells, so just a.
Okay.
Dory, give me a performance check.
Let's say, not my best night, but I got an 8.
Okay. Over the course of a set of 3 songs, you managed to accumulate a total of 8 silver in tips.
Very nice.
And you do notice that the bard who owns the establishment is standing over by the doorway into the kitchen and just kind of like nodding his head along with the songs that you're singing. You know, kind of giving you a bit of a like you recognize
evaluating my performance.
someone who is scrutinizing your skill and deciding whether or not they're impressed. And he's got that face. He's got that face on.
Gotcha. I guess after my songs, I'll go over and grab another drink and try to catch his ear and be like, you should hear me when I'm well rested and not back from killing zombies.
Okay. Rip, have you decided on a response?
Yes. Okay. Something happened to me and life isn't the same. I remember things differently and I don't know exactly why. Maybe some life force was stolen.
Oh, that's like exactly 25. Did you like write it out and
Yes.
Well done. Okay.
The pressure. Were you count those on your fingers or something?
I was trying to. It was I know I'm not perfectly accurate, but I was like,
It's pretty cool.
that's pretty close.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we hear her talking out loud?
Oh yeah. I would say. Let's see. Yeah, Amy, you're probably the only one at the table who notices that. Kind of Rip perks up and then just starts speaking to thin air. The rest of you have abysmal passive perception scores.
Well,
Dory might have noticed, but he's up on stage singing, so. But Octavia and Finton did not notice.
well, I'll ask. And who is that you were speaking to, Rip?
Well, my mother sent me a message, and she wanted to know when I'm going back to university. And she sounds different, and I don't know. She sounds like how I remember my dad, and my dad sounds like how I remember my mom. I don't know.
Well, that's interesting.
But I told her I'm earning my way now and learning out here. I don't want to go back to school yet. Be in my brother's shadow again. I love him, but I'll never become better if I'm always in his shadow.
Yes, I believe your place is here right now.
I feel like you are all becoming my second family.
I feel the same.
Okay. So after Dory, after you finish your set and you collect the pile of coppers and a silver here and there at the foot of the stage, you head over to the edge of the bar near where William is standing, and you try to bend his ear a little bit.
Yeah, just tell him basically what I was trying to get across. We just come back from a hell of an adventure. So tired. If you want to hear me play something fresh, just let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to bed.
Yes, there. Sure, I'd be curious to how you sound when it doesn't sound like you've been gargling gravel and glass. But there's some other things I'd also like to talk to you about when you've got some time.
Shoot, Billy boy, I'm not going anywhere.
Well, I know a bit of your reputation. I know where you come from and where you've been. And even though you've fallen on some hard times or a rough patch of late, I was wondering if you still had any tenderness between you and the princess.
Princess, you say? You know me, you say? God, you could fill me in with some more details if we got some time. I'm buying a drink.
Yes. I understand. There's nothing quite as endlessly expanding as the ego of a bard. Believe me, I know. Fine, if you'd rather hear someone else tell your tale, I will share a little bit about what I know, if you're willing to scratch my back, should the chance arise for you.
Well, I guess that depends on what you want. If it's just a back scratch, I'll go right away and do it. Start scratching his back, literally.
He's like, oh, that's.
You tell me where. You tell me where. High, low.
But no, that was not what I was asking.
Ah.
It was wordcraft. I know you understand. But yes, I've heard the story of Rhapsodori Omnifilio and the peasant child who rescued the princess and was awarded a noble title by the king. He grew up in the court until the urges in his loins got him sent away to private school. And once you grew into a man, the novel concept of a child lord at court was no longer there, and the king sort of sent you off on your way. But rumors are that you and the princess were quite tight in your youth. And while you obviously see how incredibly talented I am stuck in this backwater little shithole. If you have any ties that might get me an audience with some of the higher nobility in Intelden, get me perhaps a concert or a small evening with some of the better patrons in the capital, I'm sure that we could work out something that would be beneficial to both of us.
Sure, that's just as easy as fluttering my eyelashes at the right people. I suppose I could see what I could do for you. No guarantees.
Well, just know that if you can arrange something, you can make a fast friend here in Port Venice.
I do like them fast. Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Did any of us hear that?
I mean, I will say that you probably noticed Dory and the bar owner, the inn owner, tavern owner speaking, but that was across the bar.
Yeah.
So you can make a perception check, but
Check.
your passive perception is not going to catch anything.
I'll make a check. 20. Oh,
20 total?
12 total.
Yeah. You don't get the whole conversation, but in the lulls of the din in the tavern, you pick up a little bit you get the gist of it, that the bar owner is asking Dory to help him out with something. Yeah. You definitely hear you scratch my back sort of thing, and then you see Dory literally scratching his back, and you know Dory's sense of humor enough by now. You kind of like you're getting the impression that there's some sort of deal being hammered out over there.
I think it's time to turn in for the night.
Yeah.
Yes.
I couldn't agree more. I feel absolutely awful.
Well, you go and ask. What sort of arrangement of rooms do you want? Like, you've been getting the couple of 3-bedroom or 3-bed rooms. Do you still want to go with 3 beds, or? There's also some of the nicer suites, which, you know, particularly considering the way Octavia's been speaking, she might want one of those rooms that's got a bathtub in it.
Sweet for me, please.
Oh, dibs on the bathtub.
They have 3 rooms that
I gotta
have
wash the undead brains off of my clothes.
that come with a hot water service. So there's 3 rooms that offer that, and they are 1 gold piece a night. The rest of you can have just like been washing up. There's a cold washroom that is sort of communal.
Yeah, I just need a bed.
Okay. So Dory and Octavia are going for the suites.
I absolutely need it.
Dory, you too?
Absolutely. Do you want to split the cost? I just earned some silver.
Of course, darling.
You're going to share a bath?
No, I thought we were each getting our own room.
Well, then why would you split the cost?
I don't know.
I thought there was only 1 room.
No, there's 3. There are 3 suites that come with a bath and a hot water service.
I thought he was just offering to pay for part of my room. And I'm like, of course. That sounds lovely. You're so generous, darling. Thank you.
I'll get a room for Amy and the rest. You go off by yourself. Have your bath. Dibs on the bath. First bath.
All right, so that's a gold piece for Dory and a gold piece for Octavia, and Dory, you're going to pay for the room for the other 3?
Yeah, they can all just share my room. We've been sharing like tents and shit, so just come to the fancy room with me.
I mean, there is only 1 bed in that room. It's a large bed.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
Like, we'll take a room with 3 beds for us 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be fine, and I can pay for it.
All right. So that's 2 silver for that room. Okay.
I kind of want to role play my bath time. Would you guys do that?
All right. Well, Wes, why don't you just go ahead and turn your mic off and then role play as much as you like. We're done. Like, just put something up so that we know that you're taking a bath, and then when you take that down from the screen, we know that you're done. I don't want to tell you can't role play what you want to role play. Feel free. Your heart's content. But yes, the suites are very nicely appointed. It's still, Octavia, you've lived in nobility. It is a merchant's concept of what noble appointment is supposed to look like. So it's not quite as refined. The quality of everything is a bit off, and some of it is a little heavily ornamented as far as the brass and whatever. It's almost gaudy. It's not bad. It's just you recognize, Dory, though, I think is completely in his element. I think it's not nearly gaudy enough.
God, I love fake gold. My favorite.
Yeah.
Painted on gold.
It's not real gold, but at least it's the same color.
It's a shiny yellow metal.
Vaguely. I don't think it's metal.
It beats the tent.
Go back to your room, Octave. I'm trying to have a bath.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys wanted to finish this evening before you all rest and relax for the evening?
Just thinking about the Ballad of Rhapsodori. Oh, I guess my thing is like, am I remembering? Like, is any of this stuff Will told me ringing a bell, or is it just kind of like, oh, it's news to me?
Give me an intelligence saving throw. 9?
9.
9. Okay.
9 is your answer. Enjoy.
You go to bed thinking about this, trying, racking your brain, trying to remember these things that you have trouble connecting in your head. And you do have a dream of an older man in gaudy, threadbare theater clothes, laying still underneath a tree, and you have a flash of a little girl being swept away down a river and running into that river after her, but that's all that comes to you.
Okay, so this would be my second flashback. I guess my question is the first one I had of the reeking man in this style of clothes, probably the same dude.
Same dude, yeah. Okay. Amy, as you are drifting off to sleep, you hear a creaking floorboard and you see Fenton trying to quietly escape the room. Rip, you also notice this because your passive perception is just as high as Amy's. But it's a very classic, like. Both of you have dark vision. So like both of you kind of like crane your necks up and see him, and he's like going for the door. It's you seeing him because he doesn't have dark vision.
Oh man.
Where are you going, Sneaky Pete?
Having a hard time sleeping, are we?
I can't sleep for some reason. I don't know what it is. I just thought I would take a little stroll and try and knock myself out. But I didn't mean to.
Well, don't get yourself into trouble.
Do you guys want to do a deception versus insight check on this one?
Yeah. That was not even remotely convincing.
Well, I mean, that's what the die roll is for.
Yeah.
And so,
Well, 16.
Your deception?
That's just deception, and then
Is that your deception total, or is that just what you have on the die?
That's a total.
Okay. So insight for
an insight. All right. Oh, 6.
Seems legit. He was probably just trying to be quiet so he didn't wake you guys up. Unless Rip got better than a 6.
I got on insight. I got a 13.
Okay, no, He just can't sleep. He wants to go for a walk. Nothing to see here.
Well, be careful, old man.
I will. I won't be gone long.
Okay.
Again, sorry to wake you up. I'll be more sneaky on the way in.
Yeah, be more sneaky out there, man. The fuck is always wanted to sneak off.
Well, I'm going to saw logs.
Yeah, I have really weird dreams.
Me and Buddy are cozy in the blankies.
Bird sleeps with you?
I like to imagine Dory has a robe and a towel around his neck under the robe.
What I have is my hair and a towel.
Oh,
Yeah, and a robe on. Yeah. And a towel under the robe. Yeah.
and Octavia's brushing her hair.
No, I'm naked with one foot up on the tub, soaking my bunion. Picture that.
I've seen it.
No. The microphone's really picking up that crunch.
I was gonna ask how well you can hear the
I mean, it's like, it sounds like you're, chewing right next to the microphone. It's amazing. Good sound.
I can't hear it so much. Eat another one. I want to hear.
Let me try. It's really loud in my ear.
There we go. Now I can't hear
I hope so, because it was like a $170 microphone.
No.
Oh, I can't hear it when Wes is not on mute anymore, but when he's muted, I can hear it.
So you're saying it's better when Wes is on mute? Is that what you're saying?
I said what I said. No.
All right. You all get some rest this evening. Fenton, when do you come back and go to bed?
Well, I probably don't get a full night's sleep, but I guess.
Okay. Well, if you don't get a full night's sleep, you don't recover your hit points. I don't know if you have anything that's like a per day ability.
No.
And you do need to make a Constitution save to avoid being, getting a point of exhaustion.
Okay.
So
Like now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Constitution save.
17.
Oh, yeah, you're fine. You've pulled an all-nighter before.
Yeah.
You're a young, healthy, and hale halfling. This is no big deal.
Should I roll sneaking back in?
Sure.
13 total.
Yeah, sometime like close to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Sneaky AF.
Using all my bad rolls for this unimportant.
Make a hard mental note that you need to get like an oil can to carry around with you.
Yeah.
D&D 40.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Alrighty. So in the morning, everybody except for Fenton, refreshed and ready to take on the day. Do you have any wounds, or you didn't take any damage?
No, I'm good.
Okay. What are your plans going forward here?
Let's go
I
get.
think we should go to the guild and get our money.
Let's get our goddamn reward for that nonsense we did yesterday.
Who has the monster paw?
I think that was Dory's.
I took it with me to the bath.
Nice and squeaky clean.
Was it?
Actually,
Well, the places that it reached were.
Actually, you delivered it to Vernon, and Vernon's
Okay.
contract.
Oh.
So you have the contract that's signed off on. I don't know if you guys actually. Yeah, you had to prove to the lumber
Yeah,
mill.
I forgot about that.
You don't have to prove to the guild.
Yeah, let's go.
Guild needs to sign paperwork in order to release the money to you.
We could have just forged that in the first place. All the lumberjacks. Only I was lawfully.
But if Vernon did not want to keep the demon hand. If you guys wanted to keep it, you could keep it. It's just you don't need it.
He needed a hand.
I don't want it. Who knows if it might come pop back to life and.
I'd like to keep it. I'd like to keep it. The doctor today gave me my toenail after he removed it, so I'm clean. I'll keep it in the cabinet of curiosities.
Yeah, don't put it at your desk, the space that we share.
Oh, that's where it's going. That's the perfect spot. I was trying to think of a spot.
Bronzed.
I really regret not getting my wisdom teeth after having them removed. I really would have liked to told the dentist to hold on.
They usually divide them into 4s, right? So they can store them when they take them out.
On a side note, our kids both lose teeth, and we're the tooth fairies, and we have in our top drawer to share, there is scattered children's teeth.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're sneakier than Fenton.
Why are you hiding those? You need to display them.
Once the jig is up, maybe we'll give them back to the kids in a little jar.
Are you keeping them separate?
No.
No. Okay.
No, it's just
Some of them are yours, some of them are yours, whatever.
There's that great Simpsons
have
joke where they talk about how you rattle a spray can.
It's
Kid's tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you head up to the Arison Security Inspections Guild, where you go and find Matilda. The carpenter is outside working on he's working on the shutters on the front of the building. He's done with the roof. And you enter, and this time Matilda is just standing there behind the counter going over some sort of a ledger or something.
Actually, before we walk in, I want to suggest something to the group. I want to say, do we want to what do you think about asking Matilda her advice about how to dodge the paws? You think she would know like how much danger we're in, and if we have to, is there anything we can do? Do they have
Didn't we already ask her that last time? I'm pretty sure we did.
I think she's the one that told us that somebody is looking for us, isn't she?
Yeah, she told us about the person coming looking for the rock, but I don't know if we talked to her about the paws or not.
Ask her again. That's fine.
I think you might have mentioned something about the pause, but I don't think you asked her advice or help or anything of that nature.
Kind of think, she might have some sort of tips. She knows about them more than we do, probably.
I'd rather not mention them. Let's just get in, get our reward, see if she has any more work, and get out.
I'm indifferent.
I'll defer to the group.
All right,
Ask
so
away, ask away.
Again, one indifferent. Sorry, Octavia, what was that?
Oh, ask away. It doesn't hurt to ask her. I just thought, I remember last time we did, and she was like, we're new here, so we don't really know exactly what they're doing in the community, is what I thought I remembered, but it doesn't hurt to ask again. We're going to be there, so go for it.
Okay. Rip, do you have an opinion?
So what exactly do you want to ask her? You want to ask her how to avoid that witch that's looking for us?
No, those are two different things. I'm expecting an arrow in the back at any moment from the pods, and I think we all should be. And I think,
got it. Okay, the paws. I was, for some reason, when you said paw, I was thinking of like the hand of the beast, and I'm like, what? That's why I wasn't understanding.
I think we should either find somebody who can offer us protection from them, or make things right with them, or else we're going to be constantly looking over our shoulders. You remember how they asked for a cut back in the city there, and now we've killed a bunch of them. And I don't know. I think we should keep that in the front of our minds, and maybe she knows like somebody who can offer us protection, like a rival gang or.
But if we want protection, we're going to have to pay for protection. I mean,
or maybe places to avoid, parts of town where their headquarters might be locally, all that kind of stuff.
I mean, you can, ask her anything you want. We're going to be there. Go for it.
I would be careful about how much we disclose, because I guess we can trust her, but I wouldn't necessarily want many people to know that we're making enemies like that.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
All right. So you guys have
Maybe you could pose a hypothetical.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
We have this friend who killed some paws.
Asking for a friend.
What do you think about that?
We know. Say 6.5 or 5.5.
Yeah.
So as I said, you go in there. She is working at some sort of a ledger or something. Seems fairly engrossed in her work.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to broach the subject until we get paid.
I love a working woman. Hello, Maddie. How's it going?
Oh, I was having such a nice, peaceful morning. Hello.
Let's make it all the better. Here, take a look at this. Contract signed, sealed, delivered. I believe someone wrote a song about that.
She takes a good look at it, pulls out another sheet, looks at that one, compares signatures, says, well, looks in order. That was 500 gold for this bounty, if I remember correctly.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Did somebody take a note?
One's born every day. And she hops off the sort of step stool that she's standing on to be, high enough for the counter. And as she's wandering back into one of the back rooms, she says, "Platinum or gold?"
What did she say?
Platinum or gold?
And how much is platinum? Is
10
gold?
10 gold. So yeah, do you want 50 pieces of platinum or do you want 500 pieces of gold? Or
Let's get the platinum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No brainer.
okay.
Let me guess. There's some exchange rate, Matilda.
She comes back out with a medium-sized chest, maybe about 12 inches, 6 inches, 6 inches in dimension. Puts it on the counter, pops it open, looks at the 5 of you and closes it. Says, "You've done a couple of jobs for the ASP. Would you be interested in a probationary membership to our outfit?"
And what would that entail?
Well, I'll get the nasty part out of the way first. You have to give a cut of your work to the guild, but it does come with some benefits. You get access to our network. You get access to our markets. We usually have equipment available at a discounted rate. But as I said, you have to give 20% of any of the jobs that you do for us back to us. And if you don't do any work for the ASP in 60 days, you do have to pay a guild fee of 5 gold pieces per month.
Does
And
it come? Oh, sorry.
Just to clarify, there are 6 months in a year. Each month is 61 days. So there's 12 months in a year, but they break them up into
Longer.
it's the same. Yeah, the year is the same length, but months. 1 month in this world is 2 months in our world.
Does
Okay.
it come with any sort of protection from criminals or other potential enemies who we might piss off in this process?
Yeah.
Any dangers you incur while performing a guild operation, there's an amount of insurance, let's say.
Okay, group huddle.
She gets a really cocked smirk as she watches you all get together and start whispering to each other.
So,
Well, I hope. I mean,
Sounds
that's
like
kind
a
of what
good
we
deal
were
to
on.
me. We're short on friends, and not just because of Amy. But I think we might be able to talk them down from 20%, which is god awful, maybe to 15, if you let me do the talking.
When she said the network, you recognize this as meaning like this is an information network. You can get some rumors and intel that you wouldn't be privy to otherwise. So there's that. I just wanted to clarify that you know when she says that, especially being a rogue that understands thieves' camp, you know exactly what she's alluding to there. And you guys have gotten this sort of impression that the Arison Security and Protections Guild is a rogues guild, is a thieves guild, but they're mostly on the up and up. They're in good with the authorities.
I mean, it seems to kind of fit well with our group, who were kind of scoundrelly, but also deep down kind of good.
Yeah.
We're called
And
the Aimless, by the way.
What?
We're called the Aimless, by the way.
Yeah. Well,
56.
That's all in the huddle too.
Hound of Vernon.
I mean, the other benefit is that we aren't totally on our own when it comes to the pause. We're officially members of a guild, and that, gives us a little bit more protection than if we're just, mercenary type people for hire. That could become problematic unless we travel and get out of here.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
What?
I think it's, yes, I'm in.
I'm in.
I give a thumbs up.
Is that everybody?
Except
Okay,
the
well,
turtle.
I'm going to try to talk her down on the dues.
Well, no, should we say that that we're speaking for Fendra, or let him speak for himself? Can we say? We can.
You might as well wish upon a shooting star if you want his opinion.
Yeah.
Everybody say Fendra's name 3 times. Fendra. No, it didn't work.
Fendra shows up and does whatever we're doing. So
He does the big toothless smile, and then he goes like, "Oh yeah."
Does this sound
Maybe we can
good?
rattle the necklace or something. And...
Rip, I didn't. Are you down for this? Okay.
Yep.
So it seems like everybody is in agreement, and probably Fendra will
I would think he.
suffer the peer pressure.
Okay, so I'll turn around and say, well, if you want help from the group widely known as the Aimless, then you'll let us join for 10%.
Says, "Oh, that's sweet that you think you're in a negotiating position right now."
Am I not? 10%, what say you?
I say, okay, fine. Here's your 50 platinum pieces. I'll see you later.
Wait, I didn't have to roll for anything? If she doesn't want to negotiate, we'll settle on the 20. But if I have any persuasion whatsoever, without me having to roll.
I mean, you can try. You can try.
Yeah.
She seems like a pretty hard nut to crack.
Okay. So you want me to do a persuasion check?
Sure.
23.
23?
23. I got an 18 plus 5.
Okay. She says, as a signing bonus, we can do 10% on this gig, but the standard rate is 20.
That sounds wonderful. I'll talk you down to 15 when we talk again.
Then I do want to ask her,
23.
Once we agree, how long are we a part of the guild? Is there a contract? Is it for, did you say a year, or how long?
As I said before, as long as you're doing work for the guild and the guild is getting a cut, then you're good. If you go 60 days without doing any work from the guild and the guild not getting any cut, you need to pay your guild due, which would be 5 gold pieces per person.
And can we quit the guild? Can we quit the guild at any time, or are we signing on for life?
Well, there's a gray area in there. If you can leave the guild on good terms. If you shit the bed and try to walk away, don't be surprised to get a boot in the ass on your way out the door. And this boot might be very, very sharp. and might go slightly higher than your ass, maybe somewhere in the middle of your back.
Oh.
Now let's just say we're on a mission, on a contract for you guys, for us, right? And on the way, another little job comes up. Like some farmer says, "Hey, can you shoot my neighbor's mule for me? He keeps trotting on my corn. I'll give you 5 gold pieces." And we do it. Do we have to give you 20% of that too? You know what I'm saying?
That's insane, little man.
Well,
I believe we'll only be paying for jobs that were given by the guild.
I'm just going to clarify that though, because I don't want people coming around saying, "Hey, where's my cut of that mule money?"
we're not going to be going and chasing after nickels and dimes.
Well, what if it was 1,000 gold pieces?
If you're doing that when you're on company time, yeah. If you start accepting jobs outside the guild, making your money without sharing with your brothers and sisters, yeah, there's going to be a problem.
Okay, I just need to clarify that for everybody.
This isn't a charity.
Right.
You get what you get from us by contributing. It's an equal exchange.
And what's in it for us again?
You get access to our network. We have equipment that you can get at a discount price. You're part of the guild. You get the better jobs. You get first pick instead of whoever walks through the door first. I will come looking for you when something comes up. And there are certain jobs that we will not give to just about anybody because they're jobs that we would rather keep closer to the vest.
Do we get a fruit basket as a sign-on bonus?
If we are being bothered by another organization and we say, "Don't fuck with us, we're part of this guild," will they back off, do you think? Generally?
You need to be careful about that. As I said when I offered this initially, it's a probationary period. You don't go trying to swing the full dick of the guild in front of anybody who you find. You ain't gonna make any. You're not gonna get any appreciation from us.
Yeah, but if we're paying the dues.
Someone get Fenton out of here. I'm gonna sign all that.
I'm just saying,
if you pay the dues, which right now,
yeah,
out of this 500 gold contract would be 100 gold pieces. If you pay us that, and then you immediately go out and create 10,000 gold pieces of problems for us, we're going to take that other 9,900 gold pieces of value out of you.
I got you. I'm just saying.
Just to interject.
You will have our support in certain aspects. Is there a bush you're trying to beat around right now? Because I'm getting a strong impression.
Okay, I want to go ahead and
full disclosure that needs to happen before we sign any dotted lines here.
I just like to know all the benefits, and it's like I think in hypotheticals a lot.
I want to go ahead and say we've been threatened by a group of thieves called the Paws. A few of us have had trouble with them, and we've been threatened. Is this going to be a problem in us joining your guild?
Hypothetically.
We know we're moving in on the Paws turf. We know that there's going to be some friction with the Paws. And I already heard from Tybalt that there was some issues up in Belden. They came asking after you guys, after the job you did for us up there. that is to be expected. Is there anything of particular note that I need to know about?
Nope, nothing to see here. Here's your 10%. We'll sign the documents.
That's pretty much what we were referring to.
Where's the Harrison Securities and Protection Guild headquarters? Because I know these are, new startups. Where are they based out of?
Our
Let's talk about
founding office is in Kyla on the Geishan Isle. But we do have a satellite office that here in Port Menace, Belden is running off of, is in the capital of Entleton. So there's the founding office is in Kyla. But there's political reasons why we want to move some of that or move some of our strength into the capital to get on better with the court. But the Kyla office also doesn't want to give up the prestige of being the main office. So there's a little bit of inside politics that are being sorted out.
Okay.
But yeah, we're also heavily present on the Geishan Isle in the cities of Penteros and Merrick. We have the office in Entleton. We've got one in Yelderham. So we're expanding pretty well across the empire right now. We are the largest guild of our kind in the nation. And the Thailand Guild, which was the other major issue for us based out of Kyla, it's pretty much been destroyed recently. So we're really trying to take that opportunity to expand. Basketbjorn Paws, they're a small operation compared to us, but they are entrenched here and we are moving in. So there's still some work to be done in dealing with them. But you're signing on with the heaviest hitters in the empire.
And what type of mark or sign do we carry to let people know?
Well, once you pass through the probationary period, which is going to be 120 days, 2 months from now, you saw the sign outside, and she pulls a little sort of badge. It's a large brass coin that's got the same symbol on it, a capital A that seems to be fashioned out of thieves' tools on a blue background. Once you get through the probationary period and you've proven yourselves to be dedicated members to the operation, you'll get one of these. And she flips it around, and on the back, there are 2 stars. She says, if you work really hard, you might get some of these too. She tucks it back inside her vest.
And what's a successful probationary period versus an unsuccessful?
Well, go out and do what you're best at. Bring honor, prestige, and a jingle jangle to the guild.
It all sounds good to me.
Oh, no further questions? Okay, well, let's sign up.
And just so you know, the guild appreciates go-getters. So if you go and do a job that we did not assign you to do, and it makes you a bit of coin, you feel like bringing that back and sharing the wealth, that'll definitely get you on our good side. Running off and doing a bunch of work and not sharing with the guild, opposite outcome.
So what do you got for us to do?
Well, nothing in town. There's more work in Belden. Did you clear up that that situation with the woman looking for the turtle? Is
No.
there anything you want to tell us about that? Is there anything you know about it?
I think we know who's looking for the turtle. And it was work we had from Tybalt in Belden. We completed the job. And in the process, made an enemy. She's evil. And she wants something the turtle has.
I get the impression you know specifics that you're not sharing.
Well, what would you like to know?
Anything more about this woman? Anything, since you actually have the item in your possession, I assume you know what it is?
The turtle has it in his possession, and, well, he comes and goes.
Yeah, we don't really quite understand his whole shtick. At least I don't.
As for the woman, I believe she's what is called a hag.
Oh, fantastic. You understand that double talk is kind of the thing I do for my occupation. So don't tell me that he has it when the question is, do you know what it is?
I honestly forget.
I mean, isn't it?
A soul?
No, it can cure disease. It can cure disease and restore health.
It's a
heart stone.
A heart stone.
And she tried to kill me with it, and Dory too.
We don't want it to get back into her possession, and we're keeping it safe. Or rather, the turtle is.
All right, if you want to keep that problem to yourself, then you can keep that problem to yourself.
Well, we just told you what it is, so why are you all mad about it now?
No. You told me what it is. I appreciate that. I'm saying we're not interested.
Oh, good.
You can.
We weren't.
Neither am I to tell the truth.
We weren't really interested either, but it is what it is.
It's,
We've got it now.
it's definitely a useful item. And if the hag wasn't still looking for it, we'd be interested. But the hag's still looking for it, so we ain't interested.
Yes, I believe we'll have
That's
to
a
deal
you
with
problem.
her.
That's not an us problem.
Yes. We're trying to stay on the alert because she can come into our lives at any time.
I will, I'll put out some feelers, see if we can find anything out about this hag. You said this was from a job in Belden, so she's probably operating out of Belden.
Yes.
Okay. If I can get any information about her, because obviously, you are now assets to our guild. We want to protect those assets. So if there's anything that we can tell you to keep you safer in this situation, then we'll be happy to do so.
We appreciate you and our new partnership and your willingness to help with this.
Absolutely.
Partnership is strong term, but short.
How far away is this Gation Isle?
The Gation Isle across the sea, probably from Port Menace to Merrick. 2 weeks, if the weather's fair. 3 if not. That'll get you on the Isle. It's if you want to go to Kyla, it's probably at least another 2 weeks on the boat. Penteros is on the far end of the island. But
Can I just ask the question, like, is Lord Marston a friend to the guild or not?
Lord Marsters
Marsters.
or Count Marsters? Remind me not to buy information from you guys. Count Marsters. No, we haven't really had any operations with him, and I don't think he's the type to join a club.
But is he a patron? Has he ever asked for work?
As far as I'm aware, he likes to get his own hands dirty.
Okay.
Or at least the hands of his company.
You don't happen to know where he went off to or went on the back, do you?
Yeah, he got word on a group that I won't say they're not sanctioned by the nobility, but they haven't broken any laws necessarily. It's a tribe, sort of mercenary group that he caught wind. He got some information on, and he went after them. It's I don't know if he's got bad blood or he's just hoping to get a decent score. Well armed, well equipped group. His is probably stronger, but if they've got loot, if they just made a good score, maybe he wants to lighten their pockets a little bit.
I just want to know if we should avoid becoming drinking buddies with any of his crew. Sometimes we run into them in the tavern, and we don't want to make friends that we shouldn't.
There's no issues with him.
Okay.
There's no deals with him either.
Good to know. So what do you think, Yang? Are we heading back to the building? We should let her know.
What's the job?
I don't know what the jobs are up there. Honestly, if you want your pick, maybe heading to the Gation Isle would be the way to go. We have a much stronger presence there. We kind of control a good chunk of the action over there. Like I said, we're just getting our feet wet over here.
It might be wise of us to get out of here.
Yeah, I'm good with that too.
Is anyone from the Gation Isle?
No.
I don't think so.
Just curious.
I don't know where I'm from.
I feel like your mom, or I didn't hear your mom, I just heard you talking.
She said something about it, but I didn't catch that part.
I'm giving you a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. That's what we're calling it.
8.
Okay. Let's see.
By the way, before we go, we should look into some of this discount equipment that we've been gotten wind of.
I don't know how well this will be visible. And sorry, I haven't marked with names on everything on this map yet. It is the more accurate map that I have. So this is Belden over here. This is Port Menace here.
This is north.
What?
This is north.
No, that's west.
Okay.
So this is, yeah, it's
Okay.
north,
Gotcha.
south. So Belden's out here. Port Menace is here. This is Entelben up here. That's the capital of the empire. This is the Gatian Isle, which is more of a peninsula, but it's separated from the mainland by 2 rivers and a lake. This is Kylo over here, which is about the largest metropolitan area in the empire. So just a slightly bit larger than the capital. And Merrick is over here. So he was talking about sailing from Port Menace, or she was talking about sailing from Port Menace to Merrick. And then Kyla, Penteros, Yeldarim is up here. But
Okay.
yeah.
Entelben is the capital.
Right.
And is that where our noble friends are from?
According to the bard that Dory spoke with, yeah, apparently Dory grew up in the King's Court in Entelben. Octavia, you're from out here in Wistall.
So is it, so when we're hearing about these places, do some of us, we've heard of them then? Or no?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so this is like, we're like, oh yeah, all right.
Dory, actually, even, Dory and Rip, when you guys hear about these places, it's like remembering places that you read in a book somewhere. Like they're in your head somewhere, and you're slowly coming back to this reality from that dream state that you were in before. So they don't sound, strange or alien to you. Probably, I'd say Fendra probably doesn't know any of these places. He was not part of the Empire Society until very recently. And Finton, you're probably more familiar with a very narrow section of over here. But probably the same with Amy. If not, well, you travel with some mercenaries and did some stuff. So you probably heard of some of the bigger cities elsewhere in the Empire, but more like far off destinations where things are happening that don't matter to you. But Dory, you think that if what Willie said is true, you've probably been to a lot of these places. Octavia, you've definitely been to the capital. You've probably been to Merrick and to Kyla in your youth. Maybe not so much since you got older, but. And Rip, your mother said that she was in Entelben waiting for you to come back and resume your studies, so.
And where is that on the map?
It's up here.
Oh, okay.
So I think we're both destined for the same city, Rick.
There may be
Or you're both running away from the same city.
More likely.
We have lots of options here. But I don't want to go back to Belden. I would like
Should
to,
we set sail?
yeah, I'd like to spread my wings
Get
out.
to the islands.
To the Gatian Isle we shall go. Adventure awaits.
Oh boy. You know what that means?
No.
That means you're getting closer to the other group.
Wait, is the other group? Is that who Count? What's his name is like going to fight?
No.
As you were saying that, I was like, ooh, maybe it has to do with the other group. But okay.
Oh, well, I mean, if you get close enough to them, then the shit that they're doing and the shit that you're doing is going to start. It's going to start interacting, but
That would be really funny and awesome.
yeah, I can't wait to get into that complicated bullshit that
I don't know how awesome it would be because these guys are dangerous, from what I understand.
Yeah, they just kind of erased this dot off the map. So, like last week, they just erased that dot off the map.
Well, we're a little bumbly, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
I don't know if it'll ever be our goal to like destroy a city. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I don't think they're thrilled about that development, but that happened.
So what do we have to do to get to this island?
How are you on the water? Anyone
Well,
got
you
any
either-
maritime experience?
You can book passage on a boat that's going there, or you can charter a boat that's going to go there. One
I
is
think we should.
more expensive than the other.
I think we should book passage. I don't know.
Paddleboard.
That sounds good.
I wanted to bring something up. Like in our previous few battles, those of us without any really shiny special weapons, what did I say, magic weapons?
Yeah,
Those of us without magic weapons have been pretty much useless. I basically spent those last two battles shooting arrows that did nothing. So
Didn't you kill? Aren't you like successful in every single session that we have and like kill something? I feel like you do, but that's interesting to hear you say that because I'm always like, damn.
Well, there are certain creatures we've been fighting that I don't seem to have much impact. Definitely not compared to a human or a giant or something like that. So I wanted to see now that we have some.
You've been the second highest damage in every single group, or in every single fight.
Really?
Yes.
Even though.
At least in some fights you have been the highest damage.
So I hear what you're saying in that not all creatures respond the same way to weaponry, and some of them are more, you can hurt them more with magic.
But maybe we should invest in some magic weapons. Is all I'm saying.
Right.
They're going to be really expensive.
Yeah, they're hard to find and they're very, very expensive. And sometimes when you're adventuring, you find them, or like that's kind of what we've done so far, right? Because right now we have two magical items.
We bought the hat, right?
There's a hat. So Amy's got a couple magical things, including a magical weapon, which was obtained through battle. So I think it's good to keep an eye and an ear out for magical items, but it isn't always something you could just like show up and buy.
Well, maybe Matilda does something though. She might.
What's
there
that?
might be there might be a special guilds like shop
Yeah.
that you can visit, and also
Yeah.
maybe she knows some chump in town who's not using it and just has it on a shelf somewhere.
I mean, by all means, feel free to
So,
ask. But
We did at Sasha's, there were, let's see, where is it?
Bolts or something.
So Sasha had also, she had a wand of magic missile. That was the only magic weapon that she had. I think that might be about the only magical stuff in this town. This town's really small, so I don't know.
Well, let's just
Maybe
ask.
the guild knows. Yeah, you could ask Matilda.
So yeah, you ask Matilda, and she says that we don't have anything like that in the office right now. As far as a lead on something in town, it's not a job I'm going to send you on.
Gotcha.
And pretty much she echoes the information you gathered last night.
Okay.
Rothbergs have enough money that they might have some magic items, and Earl Marcus Quintus is the lord of town. He probably has enough money that he might have some magic items. But this is not, you want to go find magic items, Hyla, Penteros, Entelbin, they're places with enough commerce and enough, heavy hitters that kind of stuff is around.
Okay.
But Port Menace, not really the place.
Okay.
You know who probably has a magic weapon?
Who would that be?
Count Marsters. I can almost guarantee you that motherfucker's got something magic on his hip.
Well.
But he'd rather stick it in you than hand it to you.
Maybe we'll get him in a good drunken gambling game. What do you say, Dory? I'm sure he'll put that up for as a bet, right?
Did Marsters head out by sea or by land?
I think he was heading towards Belden, but he was going to turn south.
Noted.
Okay. Well, my curiosity is sated, but not in a good way. Sadly stated. I'm ready to
I will say that in the meantime, we do have magical folk in our party that can, battle using magic. So
Just nothing worse than seeing an arrow fly that I know would turn a human into a shish kebab instantly and just bounce off some magical creature's skin like it was a wave.
Yeah, we should find out how much it is to charter a ship or to get passage on a ship.
versus buying a passage, right?
No, we should see how much buying a passage is.
Oh, yeah. So chartering a ship is different than buying a passage.
Right. Yeah, I meant to say buying a passage.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, this is also information like Matilda kind of knows some stuff, and probably Octavia, you might have an idea of this kind of a thing.
Okay.
But basically, if you want to charter a boat, you're probably going to spend most of what you just got.
And if we want to buy
And if you wanted to book passage, then that would be considerably cheaper, maybe like 10 gold a person.
Let's do
you have to
that.
wait until
It's
it's going to happen. And even chartering, you'd have to see if somebody'd be willing to go. So, but Matilda's fairly certain that there is a ship that specifically just goes between Port Menace and Merrick. And let's see. Unfortunately, they left fairly recently, so it's probably going to be another 2.5 weeks before they're back to do another trip.
That's a long time.
How long of a journey is it to Enfield?
On foot?
On foot.
Month?
Month. How about on horse?
3 weeks? Well, 30 days. A month is different.
Half a month.
Half a month, yeah. Horse will probably knock a week off of it. But if you want to travel from Entelman to the Gatian Isle, that's going to be much longer.
I have an idea. I'm just going to say it all out. We've got a magic hat. We've got a smooth talking bard. We've got to find a captain of a little boat. And Dory becomes that captain after we stuff that guy in a barrel. And we take the boat across the water.
Okay, so none of us have sailing experience, or am I wrong?
Well, maybe some captains rely on their crew to do more work than they do themselves.
Oh, so you're saying Dory acts like he's the captain of the ship and we stuff the captain in a barrel?
100%.
How about we find the same captain and offer our services as sailors so he can teach us how to sail? And then we just have a little adventure getting out there. I've always
let's not be criminals about this. There will be no stuffing of anyone in a barrel.
This is why I was sneaking around by the way. I know my ideas don't go.
But we might be able to charter a ship, and we might be able to talk down the price. We can ask, so we don't have to wait for 2 weeks. That seems like a long time.
I don't know, that magic hat, we can get some more mileage out of it, I think.
Yeah. We could go back to Belden and do this job, wait 2 weeks.
How long does it take to get to Belden from here?
It was like 5 days, 3 to 5 days.
We better hide out if we go to Belden, though, and kind of not show face, right? Because the paws are looking for us in Belden, right?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to go down to the docks and just see what's up.
I was going to go there anyway.
Just see, go just see who's who. Go say hello. I'll put on my hat and I'll talk to a cabin boy.
6 foot tall cabin boy. Oh boy, I can't wait to go out on the seas.
Chum the waters. Sharky.
Did you say your name was Sharky?
Reference to the movie Cabin Boy with Chris Elliott.
Okay. All right.
The classic that we've all seen.
The only thing I remember from that is when he licks the deck and he's just like, huh, tastes like marzipan.
I just remember David Letterman saying, "You're a fancy lad, aren't you?" Yep. All right, so
I might be able to talk a captain down from a higher price.
Let's try it.
Let's try.
Leave it to me and young Sharky here.
This might be a scenario in which you might want to be quiet, Dory.
Are you kidding? You saw how I talked down the 10%. Come on. My persuasion's impeccable. As is my performance.
Mm-hmm. Put on the hat, become Lord Marston, or whatever Marston.
Marsters.
Tell him you want to take his new boat out on a test ride, and then and then we would just a one-way trip, you know.
I mean, my deception's +7, so you know.
I will say that, you know, maybe somebody else could attune to the hat.
Well, it's just that I'm a large demon. So
I know, but we have plenty of, I don't know, if we're gonna try to like talk somebody into a cheaper price, I don't know. I guess Dory's already a noble, so maybe it doesn't matter, but yeah, that makes sense. Nobody's gonna want to take us on their ship with like a giant demon. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also do want to impress upon you guys, when you roll really high, what happens is, or when you roll really high or you roll a natural 20 or something, it's the best possible thing that could happen. It still means it has to stay within the realm of possibility. You are not going to convince a captain to give you his ship. That is not within the realm of possibility.
No, I think we just wanted to talk them down on price, or that's
Okay.
what I was wanting to
Well,
do.
I'm hearing other ideas being floated around. So I wanted to make sure everyone is aware, like these things result, you know, like doing really well, you still are getting the best result that is available. You are not breaking the laws of physics. And I mean, maybe if you start rolling like above 30 and into 40, you start breaking the laws of physics, and you're not going to convince people to do things that they would never ever do. So I just wanted to make that clear, because I know sometimes that is not what people expect. They expect that if they roll a natural 20, they get exactly what they want. No, when you roll a natural 20, you get the best possible outcome.
That totally makes sense.
Okay. Getting a signing bonus of 10% was within the realm of possibility. Getting your dues lowered to 10% in perpetuity is not within the realm of possibility. So you do have 450 gold or 45 platinum pieces right now that you can share amongst yourselves.
Is somebody, who's our bank again? For big money? Did we establish that?
I don't think we have a bank.
Who has a bunch of gold written on their character sheet?
Yeah, I mean, just who's holding? I'll hold it.
I think Amy should be holding
I mean,
it.
I try to do a pretty good job of writing down what we bring in and our expenditures. But I think that we do need to have a conversation like about holding money and divvying some out so we all have a little bit, and having our big pot too, and whatever.
Yeah, we brought that up before. For now, I'll just add the platinum to my inventory. That sound okay? Or do you guys want to have that conversation now?
Well, shouldn't the biggest part, like person, have the gold so they don't get pickpocketed and rolled in the alley or something? That's what I think. I think Amy should just have a big chest hanging around her chest.
You want to be our coin mule, Amy?
I have no interest in money, but I don't mind carrying it.
I do think it's good idea for us. I think it's okay to not keep an even amount, but I feel like sometimes things can get like stolen from one person, or something bad could happen if it's all on one person. So until we get like a bank account, I feel like it might be wise to split it up. until we like get into the guild and start getting higher amounts of money, and then we might want to keep it in one place. Those are just my thoughts.
That's fine. Let's give everybody 7.5 platinum.
Okay, who's holding Fendra's?
Amy.
All vendors.
Well, I guess we'll just have 9 each, and then Fendra, we can let Fendra know when he gets here. So everybody put 9 platinum in.
Okay. Yeah, that way, because I feel like Amy has a lot of enemies too, and if somehow she gets captured or something weird, we don't have all of our money on like basically the person with the biggest target on their back in the group.
True.
Okay, off to the docks.
All right.
You make a great sailor, Amy. Look at you.
I'm gonna change my appearance from a demon to a strapping young lad who has a sailor's hat.
And you're also named Sharky.
Sharky, yes.
Okay. All right, going down to the docks. Everyone give me perception checks.
Oh crap! I gotta go get my dice. Ugh.
9.
15.
Sorry, did you say what you rolled, Octavia?
9.
9.
Sorry, my computer was about to die, so I brought it to charge. Okay, 17 plus 21.
Okay, so scanning the docks, most of the docks are reserved for the building of ships, sort of the Rothberg side. There are maybe 8 ships docked along a long pier that kind of goes out into the bay. Out of all of them, most of them appear to be fishing vessels, not transport, not things that are going in any destination, but going out and coming back in. There are 2 vessels that are loading cargo, that aren't loading nets, that aren't offloading fish, or something like that. And I'll say that you rolled a 15 and Dory, you rolled a 15. Okay. So you see one that you two both notice, one that's just kind of sitting there. There's no activity except for one guy kind of taking a nap at the end of the gangplank. And Dory, you see one further down towards the end of the dock where they are loading, or not Dory, Rip, you see one further down towards the end of the dock where they are loading stuff onto it. And it appears to be, you know, crates and supplies and stuff like that.
Hey guys, it looks like there's a ship at the end of the dock that is a cargo ship that has activity. Do we want to check that one?
Yes.
I like the looks of this this lazy man sleeping on the
The
deck.
sleepy guy?
Yeah, you go check with the cargo one. I'll go check with Sleepy. Split the group.
I'll go with Rip.
I'll go with Dory.
I'll go with Dory.
Okay. All right. Okay, who wants to go first?
Just want to say to you guys that are folks that are coming over with me that it makes a lot of sense to me to go with the layabout. The other ship looks like it's probably going to be attacked by pirates, but what do I know?
That's a good thought.
You do the talking.
Plus, it looks like he's got nothing better going on.
He looks cheap.
Yeah.
We could be a crew.
Haven't you always dreamed of it? Hoisting yard arms and whatnot.
I've never seen the water before, remember? It brought a tear to my eye.
You've never seen the water? Oh, I forgot. Oh.
All right, so the boy team is going first.
Sure.
Our team will be called Boy Men.
All right, so you guys wander up, and as you get close, and some of you are just kind of absent-mindedly checking out the boat. Amy, you notice that there's a name on the boat towards the bow. It's the Razor Hull, and one of the second R is kind of askew, and yeah, it hasn't been painted too recently. Ship looks serviceable, but it doesn't look clean. And Dory, you approach the sleeping fellow.
Yes. Hello, Captain Helpful. Hello.
He's quietly snoring.
I guess I'll wake him up. What's he sleeping on? Just the deck?
He's sitting on a small pickle barrel, leaning against the crate.
Pickle barrel.
Yum.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give him a little nudge as I pass by and inspect the ship, portraying myself as best I can, the aristocratic type who's got a lot of money to spend, and just looking it over like I would buying a horse. Looking a horse in the mouth is what I'll be doing.
All right. You give him a nudge, and he kind of starts a little bit, almost falls off the pickle barrel, but gets his bearings and tilts a pretty wide-brimmed hat back from his eyes, squinting at the sunlight, and says, what do you want? Speak your piece.
I'm looking for a boat. We're going to go on a trip. Are you for hire, Captain Pickle?
That's a shame. I only have a ship over here. You want to find a boat? Go check out the dinghies.
Yes, I see a ship. I see the ship. We're standing on the ship. Are you for hire?
Standing on the dock.
Oh, I said I nudge him as I go by on the ship.
Oh, you're walking up the ship?
I'm trespassing. Yeah, I'm trespassing on the ship.
All right.
I'm looking around. I'm acting like I own the place
Okay.
and the ship.
He sees you walking up the gangplank, and he lets out a sharp whistle. And as you near the top of the gangplank and you start walking onto the deck of the ship, you can hear like a lot of commotion going on the ship from the hold, and it's approaching. It's noise of people approaching, and the guy on the pickle barrel looks over at you two. Shakes his head. And after a couple of seconds, 3 sailors come up onto the deck of the ship. One of them with just a wooden club, and 2 wielding, well, one a scimitar and one a short sword. And they just kind of stand in front of you and get in your way, and they're not so much talking as just kind of growling and sneering at you and kind of poking with their weapons, gesturing you to get the fuck off the ship.
Easy now, easy. I get the point. No need to resort to that. I'm looking to charter a ship, and I assume, since you were sleeping down there, that you didn't have anything going on, Captain Pickle.
And one of the guy with the club points down at the guy back on the dock and says, "He ain't no captain. That's the first mate. You better clean out your eyes or something."
Oh, I see. I guess I'll talk to you then, because First Mate Pickle down there hasn't been helpful at all. Where can I find your captain?
Why would you want to talk to you?
I'm going to make him an offer.
He looks at the other two. The other two kind of shrug at him. And he wags the baton at you. Not a step further. And he turns around and heads inside. Actually goes pretty much across the deck and into the captain's quarters, as opposed to below deck where he came from. And then you hear inside, "Barnacle! Barnacle! Wake up! Barnacle!" And after a little bit of shouting, then you hear murmuring, like talking. And
Katie had to leave.
Katie had to leave. Okay. Boom.
Last one.
So a little while later, a very sleepy, shaggy looking dwarf comes stumbling out with a large hat on, and yet sort of like impression that large hat kind of signifies his authority or somewhat. And he gives you a squinty look. "What do you want?"
Hello. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Rhapsodori Omnifilio, and that is a mighty fine hat, sir, if I do say so myself.
He takes the hat off and he looks at it, sticks his hand inside, and pulls out some hardtack and starts gnawing on it, puts the hat back on his head. "It has its uses. What uses have you?"
Gold, my friend, gold. We're looking for passage. Passage to the island. You know, the one right over there. The one everybody knows the name of.
Passage to Merrick.
Oh, thank you, Amy. It speaks. I'm sorry. This is my sailor friend Sharky. And this is young Fenton. Just hang on to your trinkets and baubles while he's around.
Oh yeah. Winning pitch. Passage to Merrick. You want to charter the vessel? That's what you're trying to tell me?
Yes, sir. Impeccable powers of observation, this one. Did we catch
Well, it takes a hard look to see through all the flowers and bullshit. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure this out.
Some of us make our living with flowers and bullshit, sir. Hayes good go.
Not in my experience. When you thinking you want to go?
As soon as possible.
Well, 2-week trip, charter fee, paying the wages. Still gotta pay us for the return trip. We don't have a slot at the Merrick docks. Yeah, you're looking at 250 gold pieces for that kind of a trip. That's if the weather's fair. If we hit a hard storm and takes longer, then it's going to cost extra.
Well, I'm sure you could do better than that. I tell you what, we'll give you 75 gold pieces here and 75 when we arrive safely at the other side. If you're looking for any help, my young friend Sharky knows ships back and forth. Aft to stern. Poop deck to below deck. Surely that's worth something.
Not as much as you think it is. Give me a persuasion check.
Ten.
Okay. Yeah, well, his insight of 15 sees right through all your flowers and bullshit.
We know what the
Says, oh, I'm sorry. You must be bad at math. 75 plus 75 is not 250. Tell you what, 200 here, and you can give us 50 when we arrive in Merrick.
Well, you saw through my bullshit. I guess I might have to take my business elsewhere. We'll be around. So long. Nice to meet you. Captain Big Hat.
Oh, the pleasure was all yours. Get off my fucking ship.
Think we should go regroup with the others?
Yeah, let's go there. All right, Octavia, you're up.
Okay. Octavia and Rip go up to the ship on the far end. And as you're...
I think so.
Sorry? Can she hear if she has her headphones off?
I can hear. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, Octavia, as you're approaching, you can see the back end of the ship is facing, towards you. It's docked alongside the dock, not. And so as you're approaching from the rear, you can see across the back of the ship. The ship's name is the Wind Spray.
What is it called again?
The Wind Spray.
Wind Spray. Okay.
And as you approach, you can see there are several sailors moving supplies onto the ship. And there is a woman who seems to be directing them as they go.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Human woman, black hair in a tight braid, and she's wearing a long coat, boots. No hat.
Pardon me, madam. Excuse me. Hello.
She turns and looks at you and gives one nod to one of the sailors that she's been directing and hands off a scroll, turns to you and says, "Yes, how can I help you?"
Yes, I was wondering, my friends and I require a ship, and we would like to know how much it would cost to charter your fine vessel to the Isle of
Geisha.
Isle.
She says, "Well, we're actually heading that way.
Oh,
We have a delivery for Kyla. We might have how many?"
there are, most of the time, there are 5 of us, and sometimes 6 of us, depending on the day. It's a long story.
Adventurers, I assume.
Yes, actually, we are working our way towards becoming part of the Arison Security and Protection Guild, and we are on a very important visit to the Geishan Isle to find work of a noble sort.
Let's go ahead and get a persuasion check going here to begin with.
$14.
Yes. Ariston Security and Protections. They just opened an office here, didn't they?
You are correct.
I assume that you don't have any contracts that have to deal directly with my ship, do you?
Not that I'm aware, no, and certainly not me and my friends.
Well, the Wind Spray is heading to Kyla. It is we're expecting a 4 to 6 week journey. If you want to book passage, 6 individuals, we might be able to spare a room. You can hot swap 3 cots. Say 30 gold apiece.
I say, is that one room for everyone, or I'm sorry, one more time with the bed situation?
She gestures to the dock and the cargo being loaded on the ship. She says, "I have a full hull. I have sailors. I can cram some of my men into some of the other ones' bunks. I can spare one room with 3 hammocks in it."
And are you making a stop on the island or straight to Kyla?
Straight to Kyla.
And 4 to 6 weeks to get there, you say?
4 weeks if the weather's good.
All right.
6 is allowing for some storms or bad wind.
Okay. Thank you very much for your help. I do need to confer with my party, and we'll get back to you if we decide to take you up on your offer. Thank you.
We're leaving first thing in the morning.
And your name is?
Captain Mirador.
Okay. Thank you, Captain Mirador.
Okay, so I guess we all huddle.
Yeah, so
How did it go with you?
So that ferry boat will be back at some point.
2 weeks.
So yeah, I mean, I think we're better off. Well, how long of a journey was your ship, Dory?
2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3, yeah.
I feel like my ship is like, it's out of the question because it's just gonna take too long.
Yeah, we weren't gonna
And
go.
we're not going. We're not trying to go to Kyla anyways.
We're gonna go to Merrick, but at the same time, we're going to that island. We don't really have,
Didn't he say it was like half a month on foot?
well,
No, I think it was like,
no, that was the capital of where we are right now.
Oh, gotcha.
But it's only 2 weeks until like a passenger ship gets back that we could book a passage, right?
Yeah, and then it takes 2 more weeks to go back.
Yeah, we should just wait for the passenger ship.
I mean, it seems like these ships are taking. How long was your ship gonna take, Dory, again? To get
3 weeks.
3. I mean,
2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, but
well,
you know,
but that's not that bad.
I tell you, the company was going to be very unpleasant.
Yeah.
And it was quite a bit more expensive.
What are we gonna do in the meantime?
Well,
do we know the
What
cost
the
of
hell we want?
the passenger?
I haven't asked anyone.
Hole up in the. Are we gonna hole up in the at the inn?
Let's ask how much the passenger ferry costs, because we don't know like how bad of a deal we're being offered anyway, compared to that. So
right. If it's the same cost as this ship you're
Well,
talking,
what can you tell us about that, Dan? Because did you say it was common knowledge for us to kind of know how much it was to board a passenger ship?
Not necessarily. Most of the ships that you took were out of the capital.
Okay.
Really travel out of this. This is the first time you've been to this town.
do we know who to ask?
Give me a investigation check.
14.
Okay. Yeah, you ask around the dock and you get the impression that depending on the quality of the cabin and what have you, it can go from 20 to 40 gold pieces per person.
That's a lot.
well, the ship that's leaving right now for Kyla is 30 gold per person. So it's right in the middle. Just saying.
Right, but then it takes 4 to 6 weeks to get there versus, I mean, I don't know. By the time it's all said and done, if we wait 2 weeks for a passenger ship and then the voyage takes how long from there, you know?
Well, Octavia, you would know that
Okay.
Merrick is it's a larger town, but it is primarily a summer vacation spot for nobles.
Uh-huh.
So it's got a decent amount of action, but in a very narrow focus. because there's a lot of money there, but it's mostly nobles and they want whatever they want. Dory would probably make a killing there. There's a very strong, it's one of the best theater towns in the Empire, because there's just a fuck ton of patrons who want to be entertained while they're on vacation.
But Merrick, who's going to Merrick? Which ship?
That would be well, you could charter to Merrick and it's a shorter trip because it's just across the bay.
Oh.
But Kyla is a huge metropolis. There's everything in Kyla.
Yeah.
So there's probably way more opportunity, a lot more variation of work there than in Merrick. Merrick, you're going to be messengers or toadies for a noble, most likely. Kyla, you could get, Kyla's New York City. Everything's in Kyla.
Let's go to Kyla.
You guys want to go to Kyla? You want to get on a ship for 4 to 6 weeks? And I mean, travel's going to take a long time, regardless.
Yo.
I mean, that's just how it's going to be.
Sounds
So
fine by me, as long as we're heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
So do we want to share 3 cots for 4 to 6 weeks on my ship?
Yeah, we can do it in shifts.
Yeah, hot bunk. You ever been on a submarine?
What's a submarine?
Let's not find out.
I mean, I'm kind of game for whatever. I'm,
Octavia.
Octavia's like, kind of like, this, my back is already kind of starting to hurt thinking about like, the cots, but yeah, I mean, let's do it. I don't care.
We go in and tracking down Marsters from afar and camping and watching him from a distance. So I don't care. Like, let's go on the boat.
Let's do the boat.
Yeah, there's 2 boats. So my boat.
Your boat.
Your boat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and Fendra and Rip aren't really here, so I guess we can just do that.
Yep.
Oh boy.
I mean, Rick was down to go on a boat, so.
We're going on a motherfucking boat.
I think we're gonna have so much time to work on our dice games.
Yes. Absolutely.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to knock out before you leave town? Because the wind spray is not leaving until tomorrow morning.
Is there anything that would seem obvious that we need to buy for this boat journey?
Do we need to bring food?
Or like, do we need?
You would assume that being fed is part of the, now, given the accommodations that you've been offered, you're not expecting
A lot.
a 4-course meal or anything. You're expecting that you're going to get, the bare minimum.
And what about like special clothing? Is that necessary or not? Do we have what we need for, I don't know, a ship journey?
Well, 4 weeks from now would put you, taking the ship for the tail end of winter by the time, assuming that, you have some bad weather, some good weather, and you arrive in Kyla 5 weeks from now, that's probably the first day of the new year. It's the start of spring. The new year starts on the spring solstice or spring equinox. So it's going to be cold. You're going to be on the water. Things are going to be damp. If you don't have, which you guys have been traveling in the snow, if your gear isn't good enough now, you know, it won't. You know, if you're good, if your gear has been good for you so far, it'll be good for this trip.
Okay, great. Well, I think we should.
I will
sorry.
say that one of you realizes you need to pick up Fendra's owlbear cloak.
Okay.
Can you show us on
That's
the map,
good.
on the map to where we're going again?
Nope. That's,
So
Yeah.
you'd be leaving here
Okay.
and traveling to here.
Oh, oh, okay.
And I really think, you know, other than picking up the coat, you know, this is very exciting to go to, and I think Octavia is really excited to go there because she knows what a big, you know, bustling place this is. And, you know, whatever money we have might be better spent in a big city where we have access to more items and not just down in podunk rural whateverville, you know.
I will also say that before you leave, you'll probably want to go back and talk to Matilda and get like a letter of introduction so that you don't arrive in Kyla and talk to the Harrison Security and Protections Guild. And they're like, who the fuck are you?
Okay.
Because they don't have computers. It's not updated in the system. You need credentials.
Okay.
Yeah, we need
Okay, well, let's,
we need to know where the guild is in the city and need to know where our contact is. So we'll need that from her.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else you can think of that you might want to do?
I was gonna try to chat with.
To remind you of.
I was gonna try to chat with Will again if we're staying in the same spot.
I assume.
Yeah.
There's only one tavern in town, so
Yeah. Okay.
unless you want to sleep on the street somewhere or
I just wanted to.
break into
Sorry.
somebody's house.
I wanted to have just a quick conversation with Will over beers or something about, you know, I just want to pick his brain on what he's looking for exactly, where he wanted to perform and all that stuff, get those details and what he wanted to do so I can try to convince somebody at whatever point.
I mean, he's just trying to get his foot in the door. Hopefully, you know, snag some patrons that are gonna offer him some more money. He knows you schmoozed with the King's Court for your youth, and he assumes that you didn't burn every bridge on your way out.
Okay, and he wanted a gig in the capital, right?
Well, the capital is the highest concentration of nobility and money in the empire, so he wants money. He wants to be successful. He wants patrons that are going to pay him to create music and perform.
Okay.
And you are famous not because of your music, but because of your story. And he knows that you know people, and he wants you to name drop.
Okie dokie. That was the only thing I wanted to take care of. Did you guys want to shop for shoes?
All right, let's go see Matilda.
do you guys want to go see Matilda and I'll pick up the cloak?
Sure.
Okay.
Good. You go to pick up the cloak. That's no problem. You were there when it was ordered, I think. You and Rip went with Fendra for that. So you pick up the cloak, and Dory, Fenton, and Amy are going to the you go to the Arison Security and Protections Guild, and Matilda says, "Oh, Kyla. Sure. And she writes you a letter, and taking a look at it, it's like her name is the biggest thing on it. You get the impression that she's going to get a referral bonus or something for hiring new clients, and it does show that some details about the Tannerup mission, and some notes about the work you did in Belden, and like basically gives your credentials, what you've done so far for the guild that merits your probationary period. And she says, if you're gonna take a ship, that's gonna take like half a month away, so make sure you hit the ground running when you get there and get some work under your belt, so you're not just forking over the guild dues without making any money for yourself. And then kind of as you guys are walking out, she says, "Oh, I also heard Marsters is going after a group called the Blolarca." And Amy, that perks you up right away. That was the group that Yuta and Timo took you to, where you nursed your wounds, but was not accepted. Yeah, now that you guys figured out what you're going to do, I'm going to throw a big old wrench in that plan. Give Amy a crisis of whatever.
Amy, I sense something has got your dander up once again.
Her demon dander.
I can't go.
What?
I can't go.
What do you mean?
What the fuck are you talking about?
The two people who saved my life. The only reason I'm here, they're being hunted by Marsters. And I know where they are, and I cannot let them be hunted and killed. I have to go. You can all jump on the ship. And when I return, I'll follow you on the next ship.
We're not splitting up the fucking party.
Except if they had a cloak. Other than that, though.
And I'm not there, right?
You're not.
No.
Okay.
Oh, brother.
Well, I mean, you guys can have this conversation together. You don't have to make a decision
Yeah, no.
where you're at. You guys are all going back to the Seahorse Shanty for the evening.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so we'll reconvene and and let her tell everyone.
I'm sure there's a tense conversation between Finton, Dory, and Amy on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so what are we supposed to do? We can't take on a whole army. Are we just gonna go and warn them or something? Or and that, like, do we know how much of a head start they got on us? Are we gonna even catch up with them?
They're south of Belden. And this is what Matilda said. 2 to 3 days travel.
And who are they to you again?
I grew up with them. And after I was left for dead, they saved my life.
And why is he after them? Do we know?
Just give me an intelligence check.
What do I add for intelligence?
-1. Let me see, actually.
What is it called?
Do you have anything? Yeah, no, it'll just be a -1.
8.
8. You know that the Blolarka is something a cross between a nomadic tribe and a mercenary company. And he probably either maybe they have something that he wants, or he just wants to take out some competition. You know how he treats barbarians.
And
maybe he just has a hard-on hate for those, for the wild tribes. Who knows?
And he has a whole army, right?
He has a company. And you
Yeah.
guys saw it was probably somewhere between 25, 30 men.
So Amy, what do you propose we do if we find them?
We give him a heads up that he's after them.
Well, he's behind them, right?
He's after them.
So
What would you suggest I do?
get on the ship. This seems like a battle we cannot win.
I'm not sure it's a battle we could even find in time.
And we've all just agreed to attempt to become part of this guild. So we have time constraints. We all made this agreement together. So we have until tomorrow morning.
Is there any way anybody could think of gathering more information?
That's the only thing we can do for now. You can try.
The ship leaves in the morning. Either we're all on it or we're all not. Maybe we should sleep on it.
There's work in Belden. Even if I'm able to find their dead bodies and give them a burial, then that's what I want to do.
I mean, Amy, you are at least aware that if Marshall is after them, he's hunting them. You traveled with them for a while, even though they eventually just said, no, you're not for us, get out. You were with them for a while. You know their traveling patterns. You are fairly confident you can find them. And you don't know what Marster's capability is for hunting and finding, but you're fairly certain in your capability for finding people that you know and understand. you think you have you probably have a better chance at getting to them faster than he does, but you don't. Yeah, there's no guarantees, and yeah. And no, you guys have not made any commitments to go anywhere or do anything. You haven't paid for passage yet.
No, and we owe them. We owe the Ariston Guild money one way or the other, whether we do work in Belden, and there's a ship that comes back every 2 weeks. I'm not suggesting we go and start a battle with Marsters, but knowing that my two closest friends in the world are likely about to be killed, I cannot just get on a boat and leave.
You also know that the Blolarca have a company of 30 or 40 individuals. They might not be as well equipped and trained as Count Marster's crew, but if they're aware and they don't get ambushed, they have a good chance of fighting.
There goes my dream of a spa trip in Kyla. I can see that this is getting farther and farther away, and the spa trip in Kyla is not going to be happening.
Not yet.
I mean,
we could go without Amy, but we're the aimless, not the Amy-less.
well, I mean, I feel like we need to just go on the Amy train, because I don't know, I'm feeling convinced.
Dibs on the caboose.
Like, let's go on Amy's wild goose chase, 'cause why not? She's dragging us into her frickin' problems as usual.
Yeah, I seem pretty. I'm pretty
dramatic.
Yeah, I mean,
I will apologize at least a little bit here. I assumed when Marsters left that there was nothing that was going to stop Amy from going to see where he's going or what he's doing. You guys decided this whole other thing, and I was like, if you guys go to Kyla, Amy's friends are dead.
Yeah.
And I am not going to just do that without at least giving John one shot at saying, no, we got to do this instead. So I apologize for dragging you guys all the way around the Mulberry Bush.
We've got our next gig in, it's in the mission log. You know what I mean?
It's fine. I'm jumping on the Amy train. It's okay.
Okay. I just wanted to say,
you did give Octavia a whiff of something very exciting. But now we know how to get there and what to do.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, we have no time to lose. Are we going to, it can't be that hard to track a company. They must leave a lot of footprints.
Yeah, horses, wagons, there's only one road towards Belden. There are some forks that he's probably going to take before he hits Belden. But yeah, it's not at all going to be hard to track that group unless like a blizzard intervenes or something crazy. But even then, you should be able to pick up a trail. And the thing is, you're not trying to find him. You're trying to beat him to his quarry.
Right.
Well, we'll be saving some money.
Yeah. All right, so are we going in the path of this company and then trying to overtake them, or are we going in search of his quarry without knowing exactly?
Matilda said they were south of Belden. We head west and then we head south before Marsters does. Before he turns south.
You do think that if you want to try to make some time, you are going to have to get some horses.
That's my next thought. Yes.
At least a couple
Horse
horses.
shopping. Horse shopping.
But yeah, you also like once he turns south, you're both kind of in the same boat. You're looking for them.
Yep.
As opposed to and you feel in your deep down in your horns that you will be able to find them faster than he will.
Off to the stables.
Post haste.
Okay. So you head off to the stables, and what makes sense is probably what 4 horses, a pony, and maybe a riding dog. Halflings tend to favor riding dogs. Some gnomes prefer to ride goats, but Rip doesn't seem the type that can handle such a finicky mount. A pony would probably be safer.
All right.
Of course, one on a horse could also probably handle an extra rider if you guys want to reduce the expenditure.
Well, let's see how
much are the horses?
How much the horses cost.
Yeah, let's see how much horses cost.
I'd like to ride Amy's horse with her. I'll be in front of her, facing her.
Dory won't be happy until he gets his dick ripped off by a barbarian.
And there's a reason on Hero Forge that it's just smooth like a Ken doll.
Then you will be just like your mini.
Let's see that mini again. Do you have it right there?
Yeah, I've got it in the other room. I'll grab it.
I don't make him walk. He lost his toenail.
Oh, was it, well, never mind. I don't really want to know the details.
Barely a table fell on his toe.
Oh, so, okay. So it was an injury and not a foot problem. Or you know what I mean?
So horses are 75 apiece.
75
Good
what?
Lord. Oh, yeah. Now do the other side. That's cool.
Whoa.
Like, look how many accessories and stuff you have. That's so cool. And like the stuff on the ground.
Yeah, he's got rope and thieves' tools.
Yeah, I didn't see all of that stuff that you could add onto the
Yeah.
platform.
There you go.
Yeah, I
That's
got a
cool.
bedroll on the platform and some rope.
That's really
He's
cool.
got a whole bunch of thieves' tools or something. That's cool. They are so cool.
75 gold per horse.
Amy, Amy, Amy.
Well, of course, when you're done with them, you can sell them back. You're not going to get full price, but
There's no horse rental, I guess.
So, okay,
also,
so the
this
horses
might
are
be something you
75.
might want to talk to the guild about.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get a guild discount on mounts. Let's go back and talk to Matilda.
Talking to Matilda, she will rent you horses for 25 gold pieces, and you only have to pay the full 75 if you lose one.
Okay.
That's a deal.
Okay.
And she will, when if you return them in good condition, she'll return 50 gold pieces per horse.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
That's
I'm
what
working it.
That's much better.
Do they also have ponies and a dog?
You say that now, but the number of times adventurers return with the horses they ran. Yeah, she can. Basically, what she's going to do is she's going to go to the stables, pay for them herself, do the whole thing, and she's a middleman that's facilitating.
Okay.
She's also a business owner in the local area, so like the idea of renting is going to be more palatable to the stable hands than 6 schmucks saying, "Can we borrow some horses? We promise we'll bring them back."
Amy's like,
knows if the horses will come back, he's going to get his money from her. He doesn't trust you guys. So yeah, it's
Probably good.
she facilitates the situation and make sure that you guys can do the thing.
All right.
She's a little curious about, so no Kyla, huh?
I'm gonna kind of like roll my eyes a little and look away.
Turtle. Moving into it.
We'll be back.
All right, let's hit the road.
Yeah, which horse is mine? What color is my horse? I want to know a little bit about my horse, please.
So I guess they're all, let's see.
Like, I'm kind of excited about the horse. Can it be whatever color I want? And can I name it? Or is it like I get what I get and I don't pitch a fit?
So basically she comes back with 3 Palominos, a Clydesdale, a pony and a riding dog. And she says, "I know how big that turtle is." And she points at the Clydesdale. Because, yeah, you're looking at it like, yeah, Fendra's going to break one of these Palomino's backs. But yeah, so the Palominos, they're all basically, tannish. One is a very pale tan. The other one is kind of middle, and the other one's kind of almost a brown.
Dibs on the pale Palomino. I shall name him Paleo.
Octavia, even though she's not super athletic, I feel like she's an accomplished rider in her own right.
I'm sure she took classes and, learned how to do it as part of her, noble upbringing.
Yeah, so this stud is mine.
Are you taking the tan or the brown?
The brown one.
Okay. It's got like the white diamond on the forehead.
Okay, yeah.
Does that work for you?
Yeah, I like that. I'm excited.
Okay. Yeah, and then there's the pony and the riding dog, which the riding dog is like an Afghan hound.
Okay.
Pretty, almost a pony.
Cool.
And
It's still winter, right?
yeah.
And when we went up to the logging land, didn't we wish we brought something with us, like a tent or something?
Yeah.
Maybe some equipment for camping in the snow.
Well, doesn't Fendra has some things like that already, right? Or no?
Fendra's not here.
That's true. Sorry.
Yeah, let's be sure to stop like an outfitter or something. And
Yeah, I think it would be smart to get, like, I have some stuff in my adventures pack. But I think we would be wise to get some sort of.
Well, what have we been sleeping in this whole time though, right? I mean, we have a tent already, right?
No.
No,
You've been sleeping on the ground and making, Constitution saves against exhaustion.
I mean, I don't even know how we survived that blizzard. That was sheer luck. So yeah, let's get a tent.
Brenda had some magic that made an igloo.
Yeah, let's get something, I guess.
The blizzard came while you were sleeping under the lee of a stone.
That's true, but still.
You traveled through the blizzard for half a day and then built an igloo after the blizzard already happened.
Fucking blizzard.
Let's get a tent.
Okay. A big one.
A good one. A good idea.
A 6-man tent. How about like horse stuff? Horse food. Do we have to get that and bring it, or is that part of the horse rental part of it?
No, if you want, you're gonna want to, take some. Well, yeah, you're probably gonna want to take some feed for the horses.
Yeah.
They can graze, but it's not great grazing weather. So you're gonna need to get some food for the horses.
Pellets.
It's oats and grain basically. This is they don't make pellets yet. The technology hasn't quite got that far. But yeah, like the bit and bridle, saddles, everything like that. It comes with the rental, which the mount rental is going to be 140 gold pieces, which you will get about 90 of that back if you return the horses in good condition.
And that's for all of them?
Yeah. For let's see, tents. Two-person tent is 2 gold pieces each.
We'll take 3.
I'm assuming you've all got bed rolls and that kind of stuff.
I do.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we all do.
Okay. Yeah, well, tents are definitely going to help against the elements instead of just wandering out into the woods and sleeping on the ground.
Kitty.
So that'll just basically be 1 gold piece for each of us, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right, for the tents, yeah.
Everybody subtract a gold piece.
Okay.
Well, and figure out where the 140 gold pieces are coming from for the rental.
All right, what do we need to do there? Just what's it divided by 5, I guess?
Yeah. What was it, 140?
Yeah, so that would be 28 per person.
28 per.
28 gold.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll just have to remind the other people later.
Well, so that's divided 5 ways. Are you going to force Fender to chip in, or are you going to not force Fender to chip in?
Well, he can chip in once he gets on his horse.
We'll not force him. We'll just take all his gold once he gets here.
He doesn't ever get on his horse. Won't charge him.
Okay. So yeah, it's basically 29 gold pieces per person for the tents and the horses.
Okay.
And yeah, so it was like morning, you went to the guild, talked to Matilda, got paid, signed up to be part of the guild, went to the docks, did that whole thing, went back to Matilda, got the letter for Kyla, changed your mind, went back to the Seahorse Shanty, figured out what you were going to do, went back to Matilda, asked her to rent the horses. After all of that has transpired, we're looking at probably mid-afternoon right now. She just wants to know, do you want the horses now and you want to get going, or do you want to set off in the morning, or what's your plan?
Let's go. We got new tents, bitches.
Yeah, we gotta go. Short on time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, do we want to kind of call it at this point? Like, I kind of feel like the next thing we get into could probably roll into a bigger deal that might push us well past 11 o'clock.
Sure.
And won't include 2 of your party members.
Yeah.
So.
And I was thinking
this seems like a good stopping point before we move into another big rigmarole.
I was thinking we should periodically ask for Rip to send Buddy up and look around for the army and whatever else might be out there.
I mean, you guys get out of the town, and like maybe a quarter mile down the road, you see the tracks from where the
people.
Luckily, there was a blizzard, and then it started raining, and everything is completely saturated, and there, like, the tracks are obvious. There's deep wagon wheel tracks. This is an extremely easy tracking effort.
So Dan, can I just ask, were you like, oh dude, they're gonna be on a ship for 4 weeks, like what the shit? I'm gonna have to come up with this whole thing where they're like on the ship for 4 to 6 weeks. This sucks. What are they doing?
You can have time pass. Like,
I mean, so basically, if you were going to do that, then I would be like, I would do a roll to see if the ship ran into any problems. And if the ship did run into any problems, we'd do that. But other than that, 4 weeks go by.
Okay.
I'd be like one of those calendars.
Yeah.
It'd be a musical
montage with like Fenton throwing up over the side of the ship.
And like I'm like on top of the sail.
Montage.
Amy at the bow.
Doing the oleo.
Tears.
The Van Gogh moments of Dory chasing sailors and then being
Octavia walking around on the deck.
Yeah. And having a really bad time.
Okay, cool.
Dory catching chlamydia.
Everyone finding out what a peg boy is.
Oh no.
Actually, Dory chlamydia to sailors.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the great things. Like, a lot of traveling is just kind of like, and so much time, especially when you guys aren't responsible for the traveling. When you are passengers, unless you guys are like, in this period of time, I want to do these things, then maybe maybe we'll play it out. But yeah, no, that's great. That it's a game, and I can just go, 2 months have gone by. Whatever.
Cool. All right. Well, I'll see you guys next Monday. And
Real quick,
John and I will be there in person, both.
Okay. Hold on.
I'll do my damnedest too.
Let me stop the recording real quick.